Poštovane dame i gospodo, želim da vas pozdravim ispred Narodne skupštine Odbora za ljudska i manjinska prava i ravnopravnost polova na početku današnje radionice. Zahvaljujem se na učešću ministarki Tatjani Macuri, kao i šefu misije OEBS-a u Srbiji, ambasadoru Janu Bratu. Zadovoljstvo mi je što su sa nama danas prisutni ispred odira Julija Netesova, šefica Odeljenja za demokratsko upravljanje i rodnu ravnopravnost, kao i Saša Gavrić, savjetnik za rodnu ravnopravnost. Zahvaljujem se takođe na učešću i profesorkama Neveni Petrušić i Jeleni Lončar, kao i Milošu Đajiću ispred Akademije ženskog liderstva. Ravnopravnost žena i muškaraca u svim oblastima, jednakost svih građana bez obzira na pol, nacionalnu pripadnost, jezik, druga lična svojstva, zabrana diskriminacije, sprečavanje govora mržnje, sve su to ciljevi koje je važno obezbediti u svakom demokratskom društvu, pa i u našem, kako bi se naši građani osjećali slobodno. Zadovoljstvo mi je što ćemo danas biti u prilici da zajedno sa narodnim poslanicima, kao i zaposlenima u službi Narodne skupštine, razgovaramo o tome kako da unapredimo rodnu ravnopravnost u našem parlamentu, kako da na ovo pitanje obratimo više pažnje kada obavljamo poslove iz svog delokruga rada. Kada je reč o rodnoj ravnopravnosti u Narodnoj skupštini, kako narodnih poslanika, tako i zaposlenih, verujem da smo postavili dobre osnove. Danas imamo mnogo veći broj žena narodnih poslanica, a učešće žena u skupštinskim službama je uvek i bilo prisutno, kao što je to slučaj sa državnom upravom, rekao bih, u celini. Mislim da je sada trenutak da napravimo korak dalje, da govorimo o tome kako da ova inače povoljna situacija u pogledu učešća žena dovede i do daljeg napretka u pogledu rodne ravnopravnosti. Metodologija koju primenjuje ODIR u cilju sprovođenja participativne rodne revizije parlamenta treba da rezultira time da zajedno, kroz konstruktivni dijalog, dođemo do preporuka kako da u našem parlamentu u punom obimu obezbedimo rodnu ravnopravnost. Takođe, ovaj proces koji smo danas započeli treba da nam pomogne da utvrdimo na koji način bismo mogli da kroz zakonodavnu i kontrolnu funkciju parlamenta više pažnje posvetimo pitanjima rodne ravnopravnosti. Pored radionice, predstavnici odira će u naredna 2 dana imati niz aktivnosti, dakle niz sastanaka sa potpredsednicima Narodne skupštine, generalnim sekretarom, poslaničkim grupama, skupštinskim odborima i stručnim službama. Želeo bih još jednom da se zahvalim svim učesnicima i nadam se da ćemo imati uspešan i plodonosni rad, a sada bih dao reč ministarki Tatjani Macuri, zaduženoj za oblast rodne ravnopravnosti, sprečavanja nasilja nad ženama i ekonomskog političkog osnaživanja žena, i još jednom da se izvinim svima zbog opravdanog kašnjenja, zbog obaveza koje smo imali u plenarnoj sali Narodne skupštine.
Poštovanje i sa moje strane, poštovani ambasadori gospodine Bratu, poštovani predsjedniče odbora gospodine Markoviću, narodni poslanici, hvala vam puno što ste izdvojili svoje vreme da danas u toku sednice u stvari prisustvujete ovako važnom događaju. Poštovani istraživači i istraživačice, predstavnici nevladinih organizacija i predstavnici skupštinskih službi, hvala vam najlepše što želite da zajedno radimo na unapređenju položaja žena kada je u pitanju politička aktivnost žena u Srbiji. Kao što je predsjednik odbora već najavio o dobroj praksi kojoj svedočimo u stvari u Srbiji, ja bih samo ukratko da napravim paralelu sa tim kako izgleda situacija globalno, kako izgleda na nivou Evropskog parlamenta, kako izgleda situacija danas i kako je izgledala ranije u Srpskom parlamentu. Dakle, mi danas imamo, prema poslednjim informacijama, 91 poslanicu, što je u neku ruku pad u odnosu na situaciju koju smo imali u parlamentu, odnosno u sazivu pre. Dakle, sa 95 narodnih poslanica, danas parlament Srbije ima 91 poslanicu sa ukupnim učešćem oko 36,4%. Što se tiče globalnog proseka, Srbija svakako jeste u prednosti, s obzirom da je globalni prosek negde oko 27%. Na nivou Evropskog parlamenta ovaj iznos ide i do 40%, ali na nivou zemalja članica Evropske unije, dakle na nivou njihovih nacionalnih parlamenta, Srbija je svakako u prednosti, s obzirom da je u proseku oni imaju negde oko 31,6 žena koji učestvuju u radu parlamenta. Kada je u pitanju izmena zakona koja je između ostalog dovela do toga da se poveća broj žena koje učestvuju u radu lokalnih parlamenta u Srbiji, dakle ako se sećate, čini mi se 2020. godine, Jelena će me ispraviti ako sam pogrešila. Dakle, 2020. godine uvedena je izmena zakona koja kaže da je garantovano prisustvo manje zastupljenog pola, što u praksi znači manje zastupljen pol su svakako žene. Dakle, stavljeno je jedno pravilo, odnosno jedna obaveza svim učesnicima izbora da se broj žena koje će učestvovati u parlamentarnim aktivnostima poveća sa 30% na 40%. Međutim, u ukupnom broju onih žena koji učestvuju u radu lokalnog parlamenta, lokalnih parlamenta, u stvari ovo nije dovelo do tog rezultata, dakle da imamo u proseku 10% više žena u lokalnim parlamentima, jeste došlo do povećanja, ali ne do to tako značajno kao što se to dalo očekivati. Mene iskreno brine, s obzirom da rezultati izbora ipak kažu da u parlamente uđe u proseku oko 40% žena, šta se u stvari desi sa ženama u međuvremenu, da one odustaju od svojih mandata, da ih prepuštaju najčešće svojim kolegama i koji su to razlozi koji dovode do toga da žene odustaju od aktivnog političkog života. Mogla bih o tome da govorim iz ličnog iskustva, ali se plašim da bismo time opteretili današnji skup, ali ono što su uvaženi istraživači i istraživačice zaključili se donekle poklapa sa, verujem, ličnim iskustvima svih žena koje ovde sede za stolom danas, a koje aktivno učestvuju u političkom životu, a to je između ostalog izloženost prevelikom naporu. Dakle, žene u praksi, čini mi se, i mogla bih iza toga i da stanem i sa ličnim primerom, mnogo više ulažu napora kada su političke aktivnosti u pitanju u odnosu na kolege, jer je taj put za kolege političare nekako već prokrčen i za njih mesto pod suncem se pretpostavlja da postoji, dok žene ipak to moraju na neki način svoje učešće da i dokazuju. Zatim, nasilje kojim su žene izložene je mnogo specifičnije i ima širi obuhvat u odnosu na to da li se odnosi samo na njih lično ili na ljude oko njih, tako da žene su izložene brutalnijem, čini mi se, nasilju koje ostavlja posledice na njihov privatni život i na neposrednu okolinu, zbog čega se veoma često ili pasiviziraju ili u potpunosti odustaju od učešća u političkom životu. I za kraj sam izdvojila, slaže se sa nalazima istraživača, jeste nedovoljan pristup resursima kojima imaju pristup kolege koje su aktivne u političkom životu. Veoma lakše dolaze do ljudi koji donose važne odluke na nivou. Mnogo lakše kolege dolaze do ljudi koji donose najveće ili najvažnije političke odluke na nivou države, tako da je njihova raspodela vremena u tom smislu mnogo opterećenija nego što je to slučaj kada su u pitanju kolege. Do novca takođe teže dolaze, s obzirom da je teško motivisati neke eksterne faktore koji bi mogli da pomognu u toku kampanje, da vas podrže, medijske radnike i tako dalje. I da ne govorimo o tome da su političke veze svakako jače kada su u pitanju kolege političari nego kada su u pitanju žene. Ja sam relativno skoro imala i komentar na tu temu. Da li smo došli do toga da imamo žene u politici, da smo sada jedna drugoj postale onako konkurencije, da se doživljavamo kroz onaj izraz žena je ženi vuk. Dakle, ja bih voljela da se nekako i kroz moj mandat vrati ženska solidarnost u politički život i da i mi gradimo jake političke veze kao što to rade naše kolege političari. U sklopu mojih aktivnosti, odnosno nadležnosti i zaduženja koje sam dobila na nivou Vlade Republike Srbije, ja ću svakako najveći deo svojih aktivnosti kada je u pitanju učešće žena, fokusirat ću se svakako na to da se žene pre svega zaštite od nasilja, da pronađemo mehanizme kako možemo da im pomognemo da se osnaže, da odole pritisku koji može da dolazi, koji je veoma često brutalan i na društvenim mrežama i kroz one tradicionalne medije. Tako da se nadam da ćemo već od sledeće godine i sa misijom OEBS i sa nadležnim odborom u parlamentu, ali i sa lokalnim parlamentima i naravno sa vrlo relevantnim političkim nevladinim organizacijama uspeti da dopremo do političarki koje se nalaze u okviru političkih stranaka ili u okviru grupa građana, u zavisnosti od toga kako su one odlučile da se organizuju, i da ćemo pomoći da u narednih nekoliko godina svakako ih osnažimo, ne bi li one prestale sa odustajanjem od aktivnog političkog života i da ne ostaju u nekim pasivnim aktivnostima. Dobra vest za Srbiju je da od svih članica Zapadnog Balkana Srbija jedina je država koja ima ministarku koja koja je neposredno zadužena za pitanje rodne ravnopravnosti i u odnosu na zemlje koje su u Evropi, dakle postoji samo 6 država na nivou Evrope i samo 4 u Evropskom parlamentu koji imaju neposredno ministarke koje se bave ili ministre koji se bave ovom temom, tako da mi, bez obzira što nam to nije obaveza kada je u pitanju proces evropskih integracija koji je zacrtan put Srbije svakako, mi osjećamo potrebu da ovo pitanje bude podignuto na jedan viši nivo i u tom smislu, dakle, i ja i danas koristim priliku da se zahvalim onome koji je odlučio o tome kako će da izgleda sastav vlade i kako, kojim temama, koje treba teme staviti u fokus kroz nadležnosti ministara kojima će se baviti. Svakako se zahvaljujem na prilici da ovo pitanje na neki način institucionalizujemo na jednom višem nivou nego što je to bilo do sada. Što se mene lično tiče, svakako i predsjednik odbora to već zna, a želim i vama, narodnim poslanicima koji ste ovde, kao i svim drugima koji učestvuju na skupu, da kažem da su moja vrata svakako otvorena i da sam raspoložena za sve nove inicijative koje dolaze sa vaše strane, da sam vrlo raspoložena za jedan institucionalni dijalog i da se nadam da ćemo ovakvih aktivnosti imati više u Narodnoj skupštini. Hvala vam.
Zahvaljujem gospođi Macuri na obraćanju. Sada bih pozvao njegovu ekscelenciju Jana Bratua, šefa misije OEBS-a u Srbiji, da nam se obrati.
Thank you very much and good morning to all of you. Dear distinguished committee chair, Mr. Markovic, dear distinguished Minister Matsura, distinguished members of Parliament of the Republic of Serbia. Welcome also to my audit colleagues, Ms. Netasova and Mr. Gavric, other participants and colleagues. It's really a pleasure to be here on this very important topic, and I know you have other very pressing items on your agenda as well, so your time is highly appreciated. The OSCE mission, the OSCE family, I would have to say, is committed to good governance and the inclusion of women in politics and government. Their inclusion is integral to the achievement of good governance. And that is what I see as our joint commitment and the commitment that has been taken by the Serbian government. In 2004, there was an OSCE action plan for the promotion of gender equality. It was supported by all 57 participating states, including Serbia. And this action plan emphasizes the OSCE's goal to assist in developing and implementing programs that promote gender equality and enhance women's roles in decision-making at all levels. The OSCE is your organization. Serbia is a participating state of the OSCE, equal in its participation as all other participating states. All decisions in the OSCE are made by consensus. So when we speak about OSCE Ministerial Council decisions, action plans, etc., they've all been approved by all 57, which means your government as well. And that's why we in the OSCE are here to work with you to assist in the implementation of jointly arrived at agreements and conclusions and objectives. I'd like to begin by commending the National Assembly for accepting the OSCE ODIHR's offer to conduct a full-fledged participatory gender audit of the Assembly. This is in line with Serbia's renewed commitment to the 2023 OSCE Parliamentary Assembly Vancouver resolution, which calls for gender audits of parliamentary structures, work, and processes based on the OSCE Parliamentary Assembly guidelines. So again, we come back to a commitment that the Republic of Serbia has agreed to, accepted, and we are here to help you in implementing that. National parliaments are uniquely positioned to promote gender equality. They can do this by incorporating gender mainstreaming into their composition, structures, and daily operations. They play a critical role in achieving gender-responsive policies through decision-making, adopting legislation, and not the least, exercising gender-sensitive oversight of the executive's activities. It's encouraging to see that Serbia introduced gender quotas in 2012 at 40% of the lesser represented gender. The 2021 law on gender equality further consolidated the representation of women by introducing a 40% quota in the executive and public administration. From the OSCE's perspective, we carefully monitor the current constitutional assessment of the law and hope for its comprehensive regulatory framework to remain more or less intact. We shall see. The Minister Matsula mentioned some of the results of the quotas in the current composition of the National Assembly of the Republic of Serbia. She mentioned 36.4% of MPs being female. It's a drop from earlier compositions, but these things can go up and down. But I think the most important thing is to continue to encourage women to participate, to give them the opportunities, and to support them. And in supporting them, they need the solidarity of men. They need the solidarity of women as well, but they also need the solidarity of men. And it was mentioned, I think again by Minister Matsura, the aspect of competition. Some men feel threatened. I think we men should look at it differently. We all benefit from good governance. To have the best possible people in positions to decide policies benefits everyone. It benefits me as a man, it benefits women and men equally. Let's have the best people in the most important positions. And I think there was a Chinese, Zhou Enlai, Chairman Zhou Enlai in China many years ago said, "I don't care if the cat is black or white, as long as it catches mice." So let's look to get the best people in the important positions, because that benefits absolutely everyone. While quotas and representation are one side of the story, it's not enough to really foster gender-sensitive policies that respond to the needs of women and men in society. As Ms. Netasova was mentioning before we started the meeting, men and women have shared interests and shared needs, but they also have some different interests and some different needs. And this has to be taken into account through the gender mainstreaming. And that's what we want to encourage more, that policies take these different interests, different needs into consideration. Serbia, the National Assembly of Serbia conducted a gender self-assessment in 2019 in collaboration with the International Parliamentary Union. And I hope those findings and recommendations, as well as the ongoing participatory gender audit, will serve as a sound basis for further advancing gender equality. We in the OSCE mission to Serbia have a long tradition of working together with you. We are your mission. One such example of our continued partnership is with the informal cross-party network of women MPs in the National Assembly, which was established in 2013. We believe that this network of women MPs, this caucus, has contributed to positive steps, including the adoption of amendments to the law and budget system that paved the way for the introduction of gender-responsive budgeting, advancing women's health issues, and coming together as a cross-party platform, beyond party lines, beyond ideological divisions, but for policy-led improvements that benefit Serbian society. I will continue to advocate for cross-party cooperation on issues that are actually beyond daily politics. Safety of women should be a non-political issue. It is an issue that affects, for example, the safety of women affects the daily lives of all citizens of the Republic of Serbia. And there are other issues as well that I think should transcend party divides and where we encourage cross-party cooperation. Our last meeting to re-establish the Women's Parliamentary Network took place in November 2022. I think it was in Palić. I was there. And I would like to express here our willingness to assist the Women's Network in case you wish for it to be reconstituted in the current parliamentary composition. This is not something that the OSCE mission can do or will do. It is up to you. It is your decision. But if you so decide, we are here to support you in that work. But it's up to you. In addition, I have to say that I am proud of the mission's work in assisting the important work of the Committee for Human and Minority Rights and Gender Equality. This is a very important committee whose work transcends all aspects of government work. We have supported members of the committee in participating in the Sarajevo conference recently in early June, which focused on the role of male politicians as critical actors for gender equality in politics. And we have also conducted an orientation seminar for the members of the community in mid-June. One of the areas discussed then was the effective oversight of the committee's mandated areas. And we do stand ready to support the committee in this endeavor, namely to establish better cooperation mechanisms with the 24 national minority councils, processing reports of independent institutions, and keeping track of the status of implementation of decisions by the European Court of Human Rights. The Belgrade Principles on the relationship between national human rights institutions and parliaments from 2012 can serve and should serve as a guiding document in this regard. Serbia had a very constructive, very successful chairmanship, as you called it, of the OSCE back in 2012. And there were some very important decisions that were taken under the Serbian chairpersonship or chairmanship of the OSCE at that time. And I would encourage that work to continue. It was a landmark chairpersonship for the OSCE. The mission is, as I've been talking about, a great advocate for gender equality, offering in-house expertise, regional and international good practices, and assistance and support to relevant institutional frameworks, particularly the National Assembly, but not only the National Assembly of the Republic of Serbia. And we stand ready, jointly with our audit colleagues, to work with you on this important topic in the time ahead. Again, it is up to you. We are only here to assist you. We will, as a mission, be closely following developments in relation to this audit, providing assistance when you request, as you feel the need, and we remain fully committed to providing all necessary support to the National Assembly of the Republic of Serbia in the follow-up to the resulting recommendations and the action plan. Again, it is up to you. It is our offer to assist you. I wish you all a very successful meeting and look forward to the continuation of the work and how we can improve the representation of women throughout Serbian politics, not only at the national level, but not the least at the local self-government level throughout Serbia. Thank you very much and have a good work.
Želio bih da se zahvalim njegovoj ekscelenciji gospodinu Bratu na izlaganju i pre nego što pozovem sljedećeg govornika, želio bih u jednoj rečenici samo da istaknem koliko je važno ono što je ekscelencija malo pre rekla, da kada govorimo o rodnoj ravnopravnosti, kada govorimo o pitanjima osnaživanja žena, kada govorimo o sprečavanju nasilja nad ženama, izuzetno je važno i tu bih se apsolutno složio i naglasio, dakle, da je izuzetno važno da to postavimo kao nadstranačko pitanje, kao da postavimo da to nije pitanje dnevne politike i da to nije pitanje da li je neko vlast ili opozicija i upravo zato u jednoj rečenici samo želim da iskažem lično nezadovoljstvo i da sam jako tužan što predstavnici parlamentarne opozicije danas nisu, da kažem, našli za shodno da niti jedan član iz opozicionih, da kažem, klupa da uzme učešće u današnjem događaju. Dakle, ali i to govori o svemu. Želeo bih da pozovem gospođu Netesovu, šeficu odeljenja za demokratsko upravljanje i rodnu ravnopravnost ODIR-a, da nam se obrati.
Hvala najlepše. Dear Committee Chair Marković, Your Excellency Ambassador Brato, dear Minister Matsura, dear members of the Parliament, dear parliamentary staff representatives, dear colleagues, dear friends, dobar dan. It is my great pleasure to greet you in the name of OSCE Office for Democratic Institutions and Human Rights. And as a chief of the unit that is in charge of parliamentary cooperation and gender equality in political life, I'm excited to be back here. First time I was in Belgrade was in 2006. I was a journalist. This was a different life. But no matter in which life I come here, I'm always very, very happy to be here and to work with you. The next 3 days we will spend together at the today's workshop, as well as the following 2 days interactive, individual and focus groups meetings. And we will conduct together a participatory gender audit of National Assembly. We hope that this audit will mark another step in your progress, making your parliament a truly gender-sensitive one. And this wouldn't happen without the help of so many people, participation of so many people's efforts. I would like to thank very much our colleagues from OEC mission in Serbia, Ambassador Brathu's team. Under your wise leadership, thank you so much for making this happen. I would like to thank the National Assembly staff and our passionate advocate, Aleksandar Markovic. Thank you so much for making this happen. And our expert, Jelena Lončar, thank you so much for everyone as well to be here, put your time and your interest. Ambassador Brathu mentioned the Vancouver resolution that was passed by OECPA. There is another important resolution passed by IPU, Interparliamentary Union in Kigali 2022, where there was a commitment put forward to do at least one gender audit in the next decade. Well, dear colleagues, you're already doing that. That is already happening for the Serbian parliament. How do we, dear, approach the importance of gender-sensitive parliaments? We see parliaments as a core democratic institution, as the heart of any democracy. It doesn't matter, is it a presidential system, parliamentary, mixed, you represent the people. There is no other institution like yours. You represent people, you pass the laws, you scrutinize the policies. And it's very important that this institution is representing and responding to different needs of men and women. This is why our time, resources focus so much on working with parliaments to have a gender transformation. Numbers were mentioned today. We track numbers all across OEC space. Currently we have women political participation, so women MPs constitute 31.5% across OEC. This means that some parliaments are up, some are down. This is an average. I have to say that Serbia is above average. This needs to be noted, so congratulations on that. And we see that the number is an important step that allows to take the second step where we can go into meaningful, substantive gender equality participation. Because in the end, it's not just about numbers, it's about access to power, it's about possibility to influence policies and laws and oversight. So together we are making this next step today. Gender-sensitive transformation doesn't happen on its own. This is not something that you do once and it's done. It's like in anything in life, relations or your fitness. The moment you stop exercising, that's it. The moment you stop investing time in your family, it will suffer. The same is with gender equality. It is a consistent investment of effort, of resources. So we hope that this process will last for many, many more years. We do have parliaments that have completely normalized those processes. They have every first day, like 1st September is a gender day. In Swedish parliament, for example, I think it's even a week, right, Sasha? Mm-hmm. It's a whole week to look this year, Sweden, what are the issues we need to look into when it comes to gender equality, into needs of men and women in all of their diversity. Currently, so in the past we had the privilege to work with national parliaments in Malta, Montenegro, North Macedonia, Kyrgyzstan and Slovenia. Currently we're working with Portugal, Latvia and Albania. And I'm very happy to add your country to this list. We are working to do the gender audit and to do the next step to design the gender action plan. Because the gender audit is simply an assessment. What is very important is that the recommendations that are put forward by us and supported by you become the foundation of your gender action plan for the years to come. As Ambassador Brathu wisely reflected, gender equality cannot happen without men. It's absolutely important to engage men and give them the floor and possibility to discuss their own concerns, grievances and needs. It's also very important to engage male leaders within your own political parties. You all come from political parties here, so to take it back to your fractions, to engage them, because political parties can be either a barrier or an enabler for women political participation. Yeah, this is why we call them the gatekeepers of democracy. They can either close the door, and sometimes they need to close the door, but they also can open the door when they need to. I think it has been reflected that Serbia has been building up its efforts into gender equality in Parliament. There have been a number of important things that have been done. So I think this is a full moment when we do a full-fledged audit. This is the good moment. This is an important and critical moment for the National Assembly to be doing it. I would like maybe to close by saying that there are also a few things that we need to leave behind, we as people, we as society, not question women's full equality with men, not understanding that both biological sex and socially created gender, they lead to visible and sometimes invisible barriers. Gender audit will look and help remove those barriers within your parliament for both MPs and administrative staff. We need to create a newer and a better world for us and for the generation to follow. So full, substantive and transformative gender equality must be part of this world. Hvala lepo, želim nam svima uspešan I lep radni dan. Thank you.